Hi, my name is Vroom and welcome to my corner of the internet. In today's video, we'll be learning anatomy in 8 days. Why did I do this to myself? When I was in the process of making my next video, I decided this was something I needed to do because my last video, while I am proud of it a little bit, the anatomy was so off and I just cannot give y'all the next video I'm excited for while my anatomy is looking like booty cheeks. Like, that cannot happen. There's a lot I need to improve, such as facial proportions, not making my legs and torso like too long. My head sometimes come out too big, so I had to fix that. Another problem I have is the fact that my poses are too stiff. Hopefully with this challenge, I'll learn something. Fingers crossed. Every day I'll be documenting my process for you to see if I improve, so let's get into the video. When I started working on faces, I knew I wanted to exaggerate the faces to create a unique art style, but also to tell my characters apart. There are some artists on Instagram that I follow that do this, and it's so cool. I knew for a fact that eye shapes and face shapes can make the difference, especially when you're trying to tell apart your characters. I also wanted to try and make the lips different too. Some characters have a cupid's bow and others don't. I noticed with real people, for example, that sometimes one's top lip can be bigger than their bottom lip. I'm like that. And it could be inverse too. So I tried to mix and match with different combos. I also made some lips fuller than others. I'm proud of how I improved at making my faces look unique. Pats on the back. Everybody looks different. Certain characters, the eyes don't look bold enough for me, and that's just like brush size issue, so I will fix that when I start drawing them more. On day one, I decided not to use the guideline like I always do. As I progress with my art skills, I noticed that that plays a factor in my poses being stiff, especially when I use that guideline to draw the rest of the body. So while the improvement wasn't huge, there was some. This day was really a warm up to see what I needed to improve on. I also noticed that the amount of exaggeration for the bodies wasn't there like I wanted it to be. I wanted it to make it more noticeable that Blessing is shorter than Serenity and Andre. So that is something I am working towards improving. Anyways, that's it for day one. We're on to day two, and this day started out so slowly. I tried to incorporate what I learned yesterday, but as I progressed, my girl character started to get the same body type, and that's not what I wanted. While I made the legs proportional to the rest of the body, all the girl characters had a slim waist. I imagine Serenity, the girl in the blue, to have a taller, average body type, someone who isn't as slim as Blessing. I feel like I decently draw muscles and masculine characters well. I know I need to study muscles more in depth, but that is another study for another day. Only did 2.5 pages today before taking a step back. I noticed that I am rushing instead of going at a slow pace I did on Monday. It might also be the fact that I was growing tired of doing this quickly. This may be fun to some, but it wasn't to me. Drawing studies for 1 to 2 hours was boring, and I was already sick of this challenge, and I'm already a slow drawer. So what I needed to do is take things slowly, break them down, and exaggerate different shapes. And that's all for day 2. Goodness, it's not looking good for me. For day 3, I felt stumped. It was the first time I sat down and repeatedly drew Blessing's body type. The idea I have for Blessing is that I want her to be bigger from the waist down to differentiate her from another character that is also skinny and on the short side. I also didn't want to exaggerate her body type and have it look like Zenith's because she is a 15-year-old girl. This is when I noticed how stiff the poses became again, and I didn't know why. While not using the guidelines I usually use help me not make my heads big, my poses were becoming stiff again. It's not noticeable when the characters are standing still, but once the pose was active, it became so noticeable. After my second page, I started to become frustrated at the fact that I wasn't improving how I wanted to, and now looking back at it, there was a difference to me. You guys might not notice it. This challenge taught me to really look at how certain joints bend and to actually study the reference to the tiniest detail, such as how the waist will turn or how the torso turns or stuff like that that I usually don't pay attention to. I also don't need to be harsh with myself. Yeah, sometimes I make the legs too big or too small, but these are mistakes I notice even before I finish the piece. This exercise has taught me my weak points in anatomy and what to fix, and I count that as a win. And with that, I am done with the day 3. Day 4. As you can see, I took a break and I honestly needed this. This was the day that the mantis skin dropped like her summer skin and I wanted to grind to get her. I got her! I made her and so far she is the only character I lured. I'm in the process of luring Luna. I started playing with Loki and Penny and Jean. I love those characters down. I was so excited to get the skin. I have almost all her skins except for the Jade one. That's honestly not my favorite one, so I'm not gonna spend money on something I don't like. Guys, tell me what characters you play and who you main. I would love to hear about that in the comment section. Also love the fact that like we could get free skins cause like even though I don't play as like Ben or Reed, like other male characters, like I love grinding for the free skins. Like, especially since I started playing the Clone Rumble, my character has to be dripped out. Like, my character has to be good. Like, has to look good. My god. Also, I love how many skins we get in a battle pass. And I love that we could get free ones too. I didn't like last season's battle pass that much. The only skin I liked on there was Emma's. And if I don't like something, I'm not going to spend money on it. I like this season's battle pass though. I wanted that jean skin so bad, so I'm getting it. And I got the Loki, like, I'm getting the Loki one too. So close to winning it, guys. I'm ranting. For this drawing, I was totally rushing because this was made on day 8 instead of day 4, and day 8 is my last day. I did some sketches outside of the practice, and I noticed that I can do my guidelines, but I have to draw them over. Like, I have to draw the actual body over it, as shown in the speed paint. It made drawing certain poses easier. I do have to get better at drawing poses from my head and putting it down on paper. It is so hard because like I imagine the craziest poses and when I try to put them on paper, it like don't work out. I gotta get better at that. And with that, day 4 is done. Day 5. My goodness. I decided to draw different characters today. The first one is Johnny, and I feel like I'm pretty comfortable drawing plus-size bodies. I have another OC that I'm currently redesigning, and I love drawing her body type. For Johnny, I wanted her to be chubby, and this is the basic shape. definitely have to draw more roles on her, but for now, this is like fine. Second one is Zara, and I wanted to attempt to draw someone who is thin but has muscular arms. For the first time redesigning her body type, I'm content with it. This just shows me that I need to try a different approach to drawing Blessing. I'm sorry that this whole video is just me trying to get my OC's body type down. I promise that the next video will be different. It will definitely be different. When I was drawing Johnny, I noticed that her torso was shorter than everyone else's. And to mix and match features to create different body types, I decided to make Blessing's torso shorter, and it honestly worked. I think because her torso used to be so long, it made her body look long, and that was throwing me off. Blessing is short, and I wanted you to see that with her shape. This day, I was cooking, chat. I feel like I actually got it down. At this state, I already noticed an improvement anyways. My legs weren't freakishly long anymore, and my arms weren't that long either. The proportions were finally looking right. Kudos to me, guys. I'm cooking. I did it. I did it. This day was me drawing Blessing with a shorter torso, and it made such a difference. Guys, if your OC's looking a little janky, extend and shorten the torso. It can help. And with that, I am done with day 5. I'll see you tomorrow. For day 6 and 7, these days are going to be joint together because I was feeling sick. I decided to draw my main trio together and I actually like it. When I imagine my OCs, this is what they look like. These are obviously rough sketches, but I might finish them. We'll see. I do have to work on side profiles, and that is something I should have focused on for this challenge. And then next time I do another one, I'll incorporate it more. This day showed me that I needed to work on poses that have my characters sitting down. I was struggling to make it look like my OC Blessing was sitting down facing forward. It was easier to make Serenity look like she was sitting down because she was facing the side, and the same with Andre. The last one was me starting an illustration on Xena, and there was this pose I had in my head, and it was of Xena doing the motion with her hand on her hip. The second one was her bending over with her hands on her hip. I'll probably change it later. I like what I drew so far, and it looks so good to me. This is when I'm started to really be fluid and loose with my drawings. I hope you guys can see it. Anyways, that is day 6 and 7 done. This is day 8, the last day. This day was also short, and I am so sorry for that. I am still feeling sick. Hopefully I feel a little better by next video. The first drawing was a Blessing, and I did make her torso a little longer again, but I tried to fix it. I have to get into the habit of making it shorter. For the last drawing, I did fix it. I tried to go back and fix the rest, but I gave up. It is what it is. You could definitely tell I was done with this video. Final drawing I did was of the trio. It was a redraw I did of them last year, and I haven't finished the current one yet. With this final drawing, you can tell there's an improvement. No longer do my characters look like big-headed, long-legged aliens. They look normal. They look like their canon heights and body types, and I can't wait to finish this. They look too good. Like, those are my children, and I love them. My final thoughts are that I did a lot wrong with this challenge. I told myself that I'll break down the different shapes and work my way up from here. While I did do that, I never really took the time to study it, and that's what held me back for days. My short attention span made me give up at times, and I started to play with my system or scroll on my phone when that time could have been used more productively. This also showed me that I was too critical of myself and I was constantly rushing when this challenge was to help me get better and to take my time. I know that my problem is that I try to rush with my results, trying to see huge improvements in such little time. When the little ones count and make a difference too, make a huge difference. 2 weeks ago, the way I drew limbs was crazy, and now my character's proportions look right. Sometimes I'll look at my old art and I see that I used to draw the waist so high and the legs will be so long, and my poses would be so stiff, and I could only just draw the front facing view. And within like a year, like I'm now drawing like the 3/4 view. I'm trying to do side profiles. Like I am improving leaps and bounds. I'm even drawing hands now. And while yes, they do look a little janky, I'm still drawing them. I'm just in awe at the improvement I made in this video. Like within this whole year, like I'm really proud of myself. I went through leaps and bounds with my art. Is that how you say that? I don't know. It is today. So would I recommend this challenge? Well, yes. Even though I did get lazy at the end, I did have a lot of fun. And even if you have an understanding of anatomy, this will be a great way to brush up on your skills. I count this as a success. Sorry the video was so short. I don't know how to make these videos exciting and different because I'm just, granted, I was drawing the same OC every day, and I do have plenty OCs that I could have drawn to make it more interesting. I could have told y'all lore or something. I don't know, to just make it more interesting. I'm sorry if the video is so short. If you made it to the end, thank you for watching. I'm so sorry that this video did become like about one OC. I did have to postpone a video idea because I wanted to get the anatomy right. So be prepared for that one. Hope you guys are thriving, drinking enough water, and eating well. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And that'll be all. Bye!